In this lesson, we'll continue from the previous lesson by combining the two keyed versions of the almonds photo in Photoshop. So if you've been following along, you have the almonds.psd file already opened in Photoshop. So what we're going to do here in the layers panel is let's come over here and turn on both layers so we can see each of these. The one on the top, which is the one that we had visible inside of After Effects, is the one that has the extra keying information. We keyed this with a value of 90 instead of 100. So we're going to have more noise on the outside of the image, as well as some additional detail inside of the glass and the shadows. And then the bottom layer is the one that we keyed too much. This will have all of our base detail and some of the main highlights, but it doesn't have all of the extra noise. Now, in order to see what we're doing, let's come in here and create a new layer. So down in the bottom of the layers panel, let's come in here and make a new layer. With this layer selected, let's come over here to our foreground color in the toolbar. Let's choose a medium violet color, something around here. Let's choose OK. Then let's go to the edit menu. Let's choose fill. Choose foreground color, mode normal, opacity 100%. Choose OK. Then let's drag this layer down to be the bottom layer. So now let's come in here and make sure all of the layers are turned on. So in this top almonds layer, let's select this. Let's come down and apply a layer mask. Then with the layer mask selected and black on the foreground, let's come up here to edit again, choose fill, foreground color normal, 100% opacity, click OK. So this will hide all of the contents of the keyed image that has too much information in it. And so now what we're able to do is paint back in some of the extra detail only in the areas that we want it. So on the main canvas, I'll come in here and zoom up a little bit. I'll hit Command Spacebar or Control Spacebar in Windows to get the magnification tool, or you can select it in the toolbar. So I'll zoom up to about here and then pan over a little bit. So now in the Layers panel, make sure that we have the layer mask selected. Come down to the toolbar. Let's switch the foreground and background color so we have white on the foreground. Next, let's come up and select the brush tool. Then let's come up to the brushes options and make sure you have a soft brush selected with a hardness of 0%. So I'll double click. And now what we're going to do is paint white on the mask to reveal the image that has too much detail. Now, if we just simply start painting, we're going to get 100% white. So let's come up here to the toolbar and let's change the flow from 100% down to about 30%. This way, as we paint, we're not going to be painting the full set of details. We'll be painting this a little bit at a time. And this will give us the ability to sort of fine tune adding the detail. So now I'm going to hit my right bracket key to increase the brush size. Left bracket will decrease. And now I'm going to simply come in here and just start painting. So I know that there's more detail in the glass up here. So I'm going to come in here and just start painting. Now I'm still holding the mouse and I'm moving around the shape of the bowl. And you can see some of the detail coming in. You can also see some of the purple highlighting here as well. So this is some of the extra data that we got from the noise of having the screen gain set down to 90. So that's okay. We're going to continue to click and paint, and we're just going to paint around and get some more of those details into place. So I'm going to decrease the brush size a little bit, and I want to paint around the edge of the glass here. I want more of the extra detailed layer to show up just in these areas. I'll just continue to paint. And then you can continue to increase and decrease your brush size and paint around inside of the image to create the exact effect that you're after. So I'll come down here and paint in the shadow area. Again, the first time I'm only getting 30% of the brush. I'm going to let go and click again. I'll get another 30% of that shadow down there. Increase the brush size and just continue to paint. You can hold the space bar. Let's come down near the almonds. I'll decrease the brush size a little bit. And I'm going to paint down near the bottom to bring in some of the shadows. Again, I'm holding this the first time, so I'm getting just 30%. Make the brush a little smaller. Let's make this a little stronger. And I can see this sort of pink color here letting me know that I'm getting a little too much noise. Let's go back to the foreground background. Let's put black on the foreground. I'll make the brush a little bigger. And now I'm going to paint out some of those pixels here. So I'm going to hit the X key on the keyboard, which will switch the foreground and background color. So I'll come in here and start painting the next almond here. When the shadow looks pretty good, I'll move on to the next one. And I'll just continue to paint in areas that need a little extra detail. So by combining these two effects, I can add as much of the extra detail layer as I want, combined with the keyed image that has too little detail, and I can find the perfect balance between the item I want to isolate and the transparency between that item and the original image. And this is the advanced technique that we used for this particular image so that we could use this on a poster to promote healthy snacking at the beach.